Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to my channel. My name is Mona, and on my channel I talk to all of you about my experiences and journey of being a parent of an autistic child. We both have been in this journey together for more than a decade now, and yeah, I believe that I have some information to share with you all. In this video in particular, I'll talk to you about how to deal with stigma as a parent of an autistic child. Now, what parent of an autistic child hasn't felt the judgment and the staring by even by your by either by your family or by the public when your child is going through either a meltdown or displaying behaviors that are considered unaccepted or unexpected of them, rather. So I can certainly relate to many such events, both in my when I was in the family or when I was out in the public. And I also have the experience of facing the stigma both in Western cultures as well as in on the Eastern side of the world, where disability of any kind is totally unaccepted and highly stigmatized. So let's talk a little bit about why autism and stigma are so closely associated. Now, for a long time, well, okay, so autism, as you all know, does not have any physical connotations attached to it. It is purely based on behavioral features, and so what happens is that when a person who is seemingly normal looking but is displaying behaviors that are not expected of them or that are making others feel uncomfortable around them, then that person becomes, or his family becomes, the source of a source of annoyance or uncomfort for the others. So what these behaviors, they can range from either they're making some repetitive sounds or making some repetitive movements, or they are hand flapping, or they're not giving enough eye contact, or they're not responding the way they are expected to. They don't understand any non-verbal communication. So all these behaviors can actually lead to the third person, the general public, who doesn't have any idea that the person has autism, thinking that there is this person is not like he's uncomfortable to be around. So I think a poor part of this has also to do with the way news and media, they have the entertainment and the news industry have sort of displayed and portrayed autism to the people. And people, obviously, we the general public, we take a lot of influence on how things are and in what tone the things are displayed on the media, right? So autistic people have always been either characterized as either they are savants, highly intelligent people who are simply out of the reach of, like, they have an intelligence level that is completely out of range of the normal public, or they are treated as patients or having some intellectual disability. So when these stereotype characters are displayed and talked about in the media, and then this is the kind of portrayal that the general public thinks that autistic people are like that. And I think the stigma is not just like like you are a source of a rebuke or a displeasure, but it also leads to an isolation. It also leads to this I would say expulsion from the social activities as well by the society. So I used to feel quite isolated when I would sit in a mother's group who would, like when we all had, my son was a toddler and I was part of this parent group, and the moms would be discussing the milestones that the kids are achieving, and their first giggle or eye contact or the cute things that they are doing. And I used to feel really isolated then as well, because I didn't have enough of those moments to talk about or share. And Yeah, and this happened not even just like in mom group, but even in family, when you're sitting with your friends or family, and like there's a lot of discussion going on among babies that, okay, has he started speaking, what does he do, or what are the cute things that he can do, or when they see that the baby is not really that interactive as they expect a baby to be like. So those were those moments that were truly isolating, I would say, for me. So what is the way out to this stigma? How to deal with this stigma? I think as a parent, number one step that you have to do is educate yourself on autism from credible sources. When you are able to understand that autism is much more than a disability, and it comes with a wide variety of characteristics, and when there is if they are having problems in one area, then there are certainly some areas where they have, which can be recognized as an ability. So when you are able to understand that, and this happened with me as well, I was able to get that confidence to talk about my son, to represent my son, and really not feel stigmatized by what other people are saying or thinking. So parents, I would strongly suggest to you to read some inspirational books. And the one that comes to my mind is by Temple Grandin. She is, as you know, the world's famous autism advocate, and she wrote this book about titled Different But Not Less, and that's like a compilation of some inspirational stories, success stories of people who have Asperger's or ADHD or autism. So reading such books give you that confidence that seriously, life is not the end for my child. Another thing is, find those opportunities where you can talk about and clarify the many myths that have been surrounding autism since long. And it can be as simple as going for a talk in your child's school or in their classroom, and talking to their class fellows about why is he the way he is, in a positive tone. And another thing that I would suggest is be an advocate for your child. So you can join some local autism organization, and where you can not just come make a network of with other parents who have children on the autism spectrum, but you would also get to a lot of positive feedback from them and listen to their stories, and also find yourself speaking on such platforms for and become the voice for your child. So when you are in that positive frame of mind, and when you're doing such activities, and when you have that reframing of what your child is, that can give you much needed confidence to deal with the stigma. These are many of the things that I've done, and that have helped me deal with the stigma of those constant stares and judgments by other people. My son has come a long way. He's now in high school, and obviously because of he's now in a different phase of life. He's growing up, so maybe the meltdowns have lowered. But then again, if there are he has some social quirks which can be a source of stigma as well. But I think now I'm in a much better equipped to deal with all these situations. So that's all from my side. I would love to hear, if you are a parent who has been in a situation like this, how you deal with stigma, and would love to know your thoughts. Until then, thank you very much, and I'll be back again with another video. Bye for now.